Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Today we meet again in the teacher talk, which is teacher seminar in teaching and learning. And today we will talk with Mr. Teacher Daniel. He is mathematics teachers for primary and in ESMT program. Okay. Good afternoon, Daniel.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Yes, please introduce yourself again.
Yes, my name is Daniel. I'm the teacher of math. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I see your screen, but Jantipa, she is retired. She is retired.
I'm sorry. That is why I didn't see her lately.
Okay, so this picture, right? This was the PowerPoint last year, right?
Yes, I slightly modified
Okay,
for
okay.
today's
Oh, Mr.
talk.
Teacher, you will teaching with six. Who is the teachers now? Work with
I
you.
believe it is Teacher Bell. She sometimes observes my classes and helps me with the class management and the
Okay,
material.
okay. Okay.
So yes,
Okay.
my name is Daniel. I am the teacher of math for grade 6 in Rajini Bond School. And speaking of the classes, is that so today we'll discuss the class about fractions again to grade 6. It takes 2 periods, and in the first 2 periods, we're dealing with comparing fractions and arranging them in increasing and decreasing orders. Speaking about my lesson plan, I've got some learning objectives. So first of all, I want the students to explain the principles of comparing and arranging fractions. The next one is um, to be able to explain the steps, how it works, and how to do the proper fraction comparison in order not to forget anything. Finally, they'll have to come up with the final answer that is written in the task. And finally, they have to get this connection of the course material with the real life problems. So surely, as for the content, we always start with the vocabulary. And speaking about the fraction, this fraction itself, the parts of the fraction like numerator and denominator, mixed numbers, and improper fraction. So yes, basically the concepts are to compare the fractions with different denominators. So they also have to apply the knowledge that they got previously, like LCM, in order to find the common denominator. And finally, they can compare the numerators of the modified fractions. As for the learning process, it is basically all the same with different topics. So first of all, we aim at vocabulary introduction so that we will be able to understand each other during this course. And surely I introduce the skills, and we practice those skills during the class and during the homework. So as for the evaluation, I pay much attention to the students' performance during the class. They usually do some activities at the whiteboard, and so everybody could make sure that they get everything right. More than that, many students who initially struggle with the new concepts, they actually do much better after going to the whiteboard because they have a really detailed explanation of what is going on within this topic. So as for the actual results, as for the learning objectives, 2 learning objectives are of prime importance for me. The first one is to be able to explain the methods for comparing fractions. And during this class, I achieved these goals so that the students really know how to do these kind of tasks. what parts of the tax they need to pay that attention to. And so they showed absolute freedom with comparing fractions with different denominators. So they do everything correctly. They compare and arrange fractions correctly. And so they apply all those methods that I teach them during the class, and they eventually come up with the right answer. As for the lessons learned during this class, I don't know if you remember, but last year I had the problem that I was going extremely fast, so not all the students could keep up with the pace. So this year the problem is just the opposite, is that we are going pretty slowly, so that I really want to make sure that all the students understand the topic and can apply the skills and knowledge properly. And also still, in most of the cases, we do understand each other, I mean, the students. But in some of the cases, some of the students struggle to learn what exercises they're required to do. And so in order to solve these problems, first of all, I have to constantly walk around the class and to make sure that everybody is on the right track. And finally, as for the pace, I need to give them more independence and freedom to do the exercises on their own, so that we would not spend so much time during the class, that they can easily do by themselves because they grasp already all the required skills and materials. So yes, I believe that's it for the lesson study. Let's see it with my presentation.
Okay, thank you. Please stop sharing. Okay. You can stop sharing. And we will
I
have,
can stop sharing. Okay.
yeah, you stop sharing. Okay. Then I'm not sure that you used the old PowerPoints from last year as template, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you change the content, right?
Yeah, sure.
So I'd like to know if you use the template, so it isn't that you teach the same topic, right? You use the same content or topic for this lesson study, right? And what should you learn from?
No, I use different topic. For the previous lesson study, I was talking about LCM, and now it is fractions.
Okay. I would like to know the difference between last year's and this year's. What you learned from last year's for teaching mathematics in this entire school, and what you applied for this year's.
As for what I've learned during the last year, I learned the common mistakes and common struggles that students might encounter during this or that topic. So this helps me to cover all the possible questions at once, because I already know what to expect from the students. And yeah, by the way, in most of the cases, they already know the math side of these materials, so that I need to pay more attention to English. So that is why actually this year, why does it take so much time for me? Is that because I make them speak English? For example, last year, we just could understand each other just by writing the numbers. And so I would understand their intentions, they would understand everything of mine, but now they are required to speak. Because there is like limited vocabulary for math, but still there is some, and they need to apply this vocabulary.
So it is like focusing on vocabulary, right? It's a technical term for mathematics, right?
Yes, yes.
What's the importance of the vocabulary learning math?
The important thing is to show what exactly is meant by this or that word. So every word should be like displayed, should be showed. For example, as for the fractions, there are some complex words like numerators and denominators, and they are not intuitive. So I need to like, I don't know, write the fraction on the whiteboard, highlight some of the parts of this fraction, and to say that this exact part is called denominator and this part is called numerator.
I think for me, I think actually learning math, for example, that the student can calculate. We just only use the intellectual process, right? In brain process to think, higher order thinking to calculate by using. So if we talk about the brain process, we don't need language, right? But when the student have to learn mathematics with you in English, don't forget that all the student are Thai students, so the student have to think two steps, right? From English to Thai and to Thai from Thai to English again, right? So I think vocabulary in English is so very useful for the student to communicate,
Yes.
right? If a student just only do the exercise, they just only read the words, read the directions, and do the exercise. But if they have to communicate in mathematics, they have to know vocabulary, listen, speaking, right?
Yeah. By the way, that is the thing during my lesson plans is that when we talk about some specific math skills, the most part of the information is visual on the whiteboard, so they can follow without even knowing how to call this or that thing. But still, I have to introduce the vocabulary first because sometimes I require them to be a kind of the brain of the operation. I tell them like, you are telling me how to compare these fractions. I will write whatever you tell me. And so in this case, they have to apply the vocabulary in order to communicate thoughts.
Last conversation, I would like to know the progress of our student English competency in your eyes. Yeah, from last year's to this year's. They have
By the way, I already see this gap between the students from the last year and this year, and by the way, of P5 today as well. I should say that the command of English is gradually increasing. For example, comparing to last year's P6, these P6 speak much better English than that.
Okay, thank you. And hope you enjoy your teaching and try to up level of our student English competency, right? Not only mathematics learning, but for ESMT, we need a student can communicate and can learn by using English. Okay, thank you very much
Thank you very much.
invitation today.